I got a call around midnight that he passed away, and a coincidence or not, this song came on that morning on the radio going to school. This song has so much meaning when you actually hear the words. This song says, I'm going to walk with my granddaddy and he'll match me step for step. And that reminds me of the time I was little and I went on my first walk with him. We went on my White Mountain, and every step my grandpa took, I leaped my little feet into each of his footprints. When we got to the top, he pulls out a sandwich that my grandma Jenny made and handed it to me, following chips, pop, carrots, apples, and 2 cookies. He made a statement when my eyes were looking around like somebody was going to show up and help us eat it all. He said, you have to eat all this food so you can grow like me and take your great-grandkids on walks. I was so young, I don't even know how I still remember that. I even remember the chips were Doritos, and when I was done eating them, I asked my grandpa if he had something to wipe my fingers off with, and he said, no, we don't waste food Grandma Jenny packs for us. You have to lick your fingers off. And that is the very first time I remember licking my fingers after eating chips. The song also says, when I get where I'm going, I'm going to run my fingers through a lion's mane, or maybe ride a drop of rain, which is perfect because I know my grandpa would take any chance doing any of those. I can still see him now, sitting beside a lion and running his fingers through a lion's mane while watching down on my family. My grandpa was truly a daredevil while getting up to an eagle's nest, skydiving, or swinging off a rope into a lake after the age of 60. I knew every time I went to my grandma Jenny's and my grandpa Louie's house, I would see him, and he would ask me out on a date, or I would get a comment that would make me laugh. When I heard my grandpa had Alzheimer's, it didn't hit me until one day I walked in to see him, and I said, "Hi, Grandpa, how are you feeling?" And he looked at me with a smile on his face and asked what my name was. At first, I didn't know how to react, and I just smiled and said Whitney. I knew deep down in his heart he still knew who I was as the same for the rest of my family. His mind just got exhausted. My family grew closer about this time. I will never forget the last time I saw him. I knew deep down that would be the last time I saw him. I held his hand, kissed his forehead, and told him I loved him, and wiped my tear off his cheek. I knew he heard me. My grandpa was an amazing man to everybody, and words can't describe him unless you really knew him. My family gets in arguments every now and then with each other, but we are an even stronger family because we all can get over a fight in a day or two. None of my huge family would be here without my grandma Jenny and my grandpa Louie. My grandpa might not be here physically, but my family knows he is here, watching down on us this very second, prouder than ever. And I know when I, Whitney, get where I'm going, I will match my grandpa step for step once again.
Okay.